Alright, let me get this party started. First off by saying, man, the flu sucks. Didn't need to be said, I'm sure, but because y'all know that. But it needed to be said. Flu sucks, man. But, I fought that boss. It takes a while for your health to regenerate after a boss fight, though. Anyway, I want to talk about two things, and might make some people mad, and I'm okay with it. The first is that in the wake of this MAGA hat, Catholic school kids, the smirk, all that stuff, and various other things that have been happening, conservatives have been like, how can the media be doing this? What happened to them being just honest and reporting the news and all of that? To which, the only thing that I could possibly really think about that is that people that are sharing those memes and people that are saying those things on the internet or whatever are clearly not that great of students of history. The media has always been the progenitors of narrative. They create a story and then they give it to you, and people would just vacuum it up. In ancient times, all news, going back to like Assyria and Persia, which basically invented the ideas of like a kingdom-wide mail service and everything, all mail. And if you go over to Europe even now, all news is government influenced. The BBC and Al Jazeera and all these, they're all in the pocket of the government essentially. You can't publish anything in English or European news that criticizes the government, criticizes the EU, criticizes the king or the queen or the prime minister, any of those people, because it'll be censored. So, and to which all conservative pundits already are like furiously not writing in the comments of this video because they're not watching it, but that they're trying to prevent our country from becoming like that. And my primary response is, no, you're not. You're not actually trying to prevent our country from becoming that way, because you're actually helping it become more that way. If you're really that sick and tired of the way the media has portrayed the our governing bodies to you, if you really are that displeased with the way that mainstream media and everything has reported on various events and for instance, the Women's March that was this past week, or just whatever, if you're that upset about it, start your own newspaper. Get on YouTube, start reporting the news yourself. Find out, like, where I happen to live, there's a Facebook page where this guy, he is kind of an ambulance chaser in a way, but he takes pictures and videos of stuff that's happening around, like, hey, avoid this area because there's a high police presence, because there's a shooting or there's a gun standoff or whatever, and like putting himself in physical danger as well as potential legal trouble to keep the local area informed. And I follow it because it happens to be in a town that my wife works in, and so if I want to know what's going on there, and so I get notifications regularly about what's happening, and it's just simple factual news. There's no punditry, no interpretation, no anything. So what's stopping you from doing that? The answer is nothing, except for, number one, the fact that you're lazy. You would rather complain about the way things are than it actually make physical changes or to make take actual action steps to change it. You just want to complain, and that is what's wrong with the American public. You just want to complain about everything. If customer service is great, you just, whatever, keep on moving, nothing to see here. But if customer service is even just not great, it's okay, average, whatever, then you're gonna respond to the email, or you're gonna do the little survey on the receipt, and you're gonna give it 0 stars out of 5, and you're gonna write down the person at the register's name to make sure that they possibly get fired. And that's ridiculous. That's people's lives that are at stake on that. But anyway, that's not even part of the main thing here. I think that's really what gets my goat about it, is that people complain about who runs for office, but no one ever tries to run. People complain about the schools that are out there, that the quality of the education in their local area, but don't even try to suggest to them to homeschool, or try to find a private school, or try to find a charter school or anything like that, because quite frankly, they just want to pawn their children off onto someone else. They would rather, in their churches, complain about how their kids are messing up morally, and how they don't know Bible stories, or they're not memorizing verses, or any of those things that we like to point at as like these gold star aspects of youth ministry. But they don't want to be involved as parents on whatever the weekly or Sunday school programming is, and they don't want to do anything with their kids that is biblically based during the week. They just want someone else to handle it for them. They want someone else to do all the spiritual discipleship of their children on their behalf, and then just reap the benefits themselves later. And I mean, there's so many other areas where this same mindset takes root, and it's just not acceptable. And it's most of all not acceptable now. So if you're a conservative and you don't like the way the media is portraying you as a person, or as an individual, or as a collective, then start your own thing and start creating that balance you wish that you could see elsewhere. Eventually, things will change. I mean, why do you think there is CNN and MSNBC and ABC and Fox News and all these things? Is that there was a thing, and then there's Breitbart and BuzzFeed and all these. The reason why all these different brands exist, or I mean, Adidas and Puma is another great example of it, or Lamborghini and Ferrari, or Porsche and Volkswagen, all these different companies. Just the two people disagreed about, like, this is the way things need to be. The person was like, no, I'll go off and I'll do my own thing over here. And then now Lamborghini is one of Ferrari's biggest competitors in high performing supercars, and just so forth. Like, punish the ones that you think are whatever, that are so evil, whatever you want to say is about them, by no longer consuming their product. Create your own competitive product that gives you the balance that you wish you saw somebody else producing. Alright, so that was the first thing. Apparently I didn't even get to the second one. Maybe I'll do that on Monday. I have a day off on Monday. Maybe I'll do that. So, I was hoping to get more done this week, but man, like I said, boss fights, you can never go and do a boss fight with too many health potions, let me tell you. So, pray for my recovery. Pretty sure I died a couple of times already. Respawned, luckily. Save points and stuff. Checkpoints. So, alright. Something to think about. Peace.